Hey everyone, welcome to Make Lemonade Podcast. I am your host, John. Today, we're talking about failure. Welcome to our podcast today. I'm so glad that you could join us. Know that wherever you are, we hope that our podcast is helping you to be the best version of yourself. Today's title, I'm calling it Let Me Explain Failure. I've been thinking about this topic for quite some time now. I've studied leaders, successful people, non-successful people, and my main source, the Bible. I try to see from everyone's point of view, then conclude the best results that benefit me and can benefit you as well. Let's start with what failure means. Dictionary.com gives me 7 definitions that I believe well rounds to our human lives in all aspects. So, here they are. 1. An act or instance of failing or proving unsuccessful, lack of success. 2. Non-performance of something due, required, or expected. 3. A subnormal quantity or quality in insufficiency. 4. Deterioration or decay, especially of vigor, strength, etc. 5. Condition of being bankrupt by reasons of insolvency. I think that's the way you say it, solvency. 6. A becoming insolvent or bankrupt. 7. A person or thing that proves unsuccessful. Now that you've heard what failure means, I'm sure that one of the definitions hit a spot about a time where you, someone, or something failed. I can remember elementary school and PE, how I disliked losing in a race because I knew that the coaches were looking for quick runners for the end of the year Little Olympics that all schools within the district would compete. Never made it for running though. Just for the standing long jump where you pretty much just stand behind a line and see how far you got. But I also failed that too and came in 4th or 6th. I can also remember when I didn't graduate with my class in high school because I didn't pass my test, that the state requires. And so I missed walking on the stage with my class. Also, when I was driving to one of my filming projects about 2 hours away from home, alone, no AC, over 100 degrees hot, and I got a flat tire. Lastly, applying to more than 50 jobs after graduating college, and none hired me due to the lack of experience. Others wanted to pay $7.25 with no promises of possible promotions. By now, I think we both can agree that failing is not fun and can be can bring one to rock bottom. So you can start thinking, what did I do wrong? Am I good enough? Do I have what it takes? And that, my friend, or my friends, can take a toll on one. It affects how we see the world, changes our character, and breaks our spirit. But is good. I want you to take a second look and let me explain failure. I'm not going to explain why we as humans have failure, but I'm going to give you an understanding of how failure works So the next time you face, or the next time you're face to face with it, you won't be discouraged and use that fuel for your success. Now, according to Acora, I believe I'm saying that correct, the Latin translation of the word failure is, and correct me if I'm wrong, is defectus, which comes from the verb, I believe it says deficer, there you go, deficer. You hear tongue twisting. English relative of those words include defect, defective, deficiency, deficient, etc. The word defect, according to dictionary.com, means a shortcoming, fault, or imperfection. If we observe carefully, you notice that failure is not your enemy, nor is it your friend. It only exists where there is lack, imperfection, and in other words, defect. So it's up to us to find out where the deficiency is and locate it for repairs. But what causes failure or a defect? I want you to see it in this form: mixture. Take, for example, a bag of chips, right? You open it, eat it, and what do you get in texture? Crunch. Now leave the bag open for a day and then come back to them and take a chip. What do you get now? Sogginess. And so the texture is no longer the same. So what happened? It was the mixture of air and the chip's chemical that made it go to the point of failure. So the defect was in the chip because it can't be mixed with air. The same thing goes with metal. It can't be mixed with water because it becomes what? Rust. In other words, I didn't make it to the Little Olympics because I wasn't good enough, but because in my mind, I wanted to be fast and my body didn't agree with it. I was running on emotions mixed with my body physical reality that I was not in the shape that I needed to be to run fast. And the coaches didn't prepare me for the event. I didn't graduate with my class because I wasn't smart enough, because I had passed all my classes with A's and B's. It was because I didn't know the formulas for math and science, which it's important to pass it. And it wasn't emphasized by my educators due to the state curriculum for teachers to teach. I got a flat tire because when you mix hot roads and for 2 hours, a 1-ton SUV, and don't double check your tires, and the percentage of one getting a flat tire is high. I didn't understand how jobs require 5 years of experience before you work with them. A mixture of objects, subjects that don't go together eventually causes negative reactions that backfires from its or our purpose or our proper use. That's why a good character can be corrupted by a bad character, or why you can't put water in your automobile. When you fail or something fails you, it's not because there's something wrong with it. It's not good enough, or it doesn't have what it takes. It's because there is a defect that has caused it to fail. According to some scientists' research, they have found that our aging is due to a defect in our genes, and that causes us to get old. The reason failure exists is because it gives us the ability to see imperfection and make it perfect. In other words, if we didn't have failure, there wouldn't be a use for a new creation or a new idea, and there would be no use for success. And so, in my defect, I have found victory. And now, I run a film company, about to start another business, while working in a professional job. So, I hope this helps you understand where failure comes from, and not exactly where it comes from, but understand failure. And that was the main reason of this podcast, and I hope that it's helped you out. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can always go through our Facebook and send us a message of topics that you want to talk about, questions that you have, or discussions, and we'll be more than welcome to answer them. Of course, as well, just want to remind you, because they did a new update for Anchor, and wherever you're listening from, you can actually support us by donating. You can go to our page. We actually have it there where you can donate towards our podcast so that we can keep on going on an air and being able to do more podcasts and do all the good stuff that comes with podcasts. So we appreciate it, and we thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being with us today, and you have a great day. For more information about Make Lemonade, you can always visit us at JSJ Film on our Facebook page, where you can go and see what we're up to, what we're doing, and be a part of our growing society. So we thank you again, and we see you later, or talk to you later.